Yo, what's going on, guys? Omar, what's going on? Sacco, how you doing? Hope everyone had a good weekend. What did everyone do this weekend? Anything good? Mario, rest and party with friends. That's always good. I did the same. Did the same. All good. Any thoughts on the NASDAQ? I honestly didn't even look or watch the 60 minutes, so I don't know what I don't even know what he said. Let me check futures. Futures are like down a little bit. Um, we just got to see what happens tomorrow. Yeah, I made a lot of crypto profit. Um, all right, here we go. I'm just gonna go over crypto quickly before we start, just because that went insane. So it hit my target of 65 and literally rejected. So I'm glad I took profits. That was a wave 5 target. Um, I had XLM. I entered right at the break right here. So that was awesome. I forgot what I profited. I profited like, wow, yeah, like 50%, 58%. I sold around 62. Link breaking nice. I've been liking this 821 EMA crossover. Um, I mean, it doesn't work every time. Like here it crossed and it came back down. Here it crossed, came back down. But it kind of works well with the indicators. I mean, yeah, all crypto ran, so it's definitely possible that Riot and Mara can run. And look at Bitcoin here; it's breaking out to the upside. Um, so I mean, this can come back down and retest, right? Old resistance act as a new support before going higher, or we just need over the highs, 61,781. That's the level we need next. So it needs to hold this 58,3854, which is this previous high. So that'd be great if we can hold that. But I do like how it just broke out to the upside. Ethereum. Let's check Ethereum. Everything, all crypto just moves so nice. Hit the target perfectly. Right, that was the wave 5 target. Crazy. I really like crypto. I wish there were options on it. Otherwise, I would play it way more often. That would be lethal. Imagine playing options on crypto. It's open 24/7. That'd be terrible. All right, let's get into some chart requests. And if you guys have any questions about anything regarding trading, feel free to let me know. Also, actually, before we get started, I wanted to show you some things in here. So let me go to my watch list. So I'm going to use space as an example. I honestly had no idea this was a thing. If you go to the watch list tab and then scroll down to under more financials, you can see more technicals. You can then click more technicals, and then this whole thing comes up of the oscillators, moving averages, and then it shows you the pivot points. So pivot point, which is what it's at right now, or like the closest pivot on the time frame that I'm looking at. So right now I'm on the 1 day, and then these are all support and resistance levels for the 1 day time frame, the Fibonacci levels, and then a bunch of other indicators, which is really cool. I honestly didn't know this was a thing. So this is a great way to find support and resistance levels on specific time frames. So look, support 1's 23.15 on the 1 day, but if I go to the 15-minute, it changes. So it gives you great points for the time frame that you're looking at, and then it shows you the summary, the moving averages, the oscillators, whether it's a neutral, buy, sell. So it's really cool. So space is a strong buy on the 5-minute, but then it starts to get weaker as you go up until you get to the 1 month, which is really cool. Never knew that was a thing. Let's see what it looks like for Tesla. Buy, neutral, buy. Okay, the 1 hour is a sell. So definitely overall bullish. Really interesting. Did anyone else know that? Nope. All right, let's do some chart requests. Let's check out Mara, because Bitcoin went pretty wild. Let me make the music a little bit lower. Okay. All right, I'm gonna look. I feel like I see a falling wedge here. Yeah. Right. So something like that. Right. It doesn't have to be perfect. A, B, potential C, D, or A, B, C, D, E. So something like that. We have our flagpole. We have our consolidation to the downside. We're getting tighter and tighter. So I think this could potentially, where is it? Maybe one more move to the downside before coming back up, retest and breakout. All right, so it's definitely a possibility. And we're right at this previous resistance. So if it can break over this level, it's definitely a possibility that we break out of this wedge and we move back to the upside. Check out the indicators. This is the 2 hour time frame. So it's definitely a bullish indicator, right? We're going to start to move back to the upside. EMA is crossed right there. I've been liking the EMAs recently. You'd like to know entries for Mara and Riot? Okay. So this is definitely a level that you need to break, that 49.41 level. Let's go into the smaller time frame to pick out an entry point. So even on the smaller time frame, you can kind of see that it's, I mean, this is a small wedge, but it's kind of breaking out a little bit. right? Something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we have the pull, we have the consolidation, and we have the breakout to the upside. So for this specific wedge, right, an entry over 49.62 is ideal. I do like that as an entry, 49.62, and the first target would be right up here. That's the next resistance point, 52.10. Or if you want to scalp, you can do just a whole number, 50, right? 50 in general. Let's take the fibs. So from swing high to swing low. So 50.21 is the 382. Let's put all the extensions on, or retracements. And then you could use those as targets. So that was just a fib retracement reverse from the swing high to the swing low. And then you can use these as targets. So I definitely like this. I'm going to add to my watch list. I love those falling wedges, so it's definitely setting up for a falling wedge. I mean, this could definitely continue to go down this week, but with Bitcoin being pretty bullish and all other currencies pretty bullish, I like it. Let's check out Riot. Oh yeah, Riot is a great chart. So here's the 1 day. EMAs are flat, they're tight. I'm gonna redo the chart just so you guys can see the process behind it. Okay, so there's one line, there's two line, and then we have an A, B, C, D, E correction, right? A, B, C, D, and E is right here. Wave E usually pulls back to the 0.5 or the 618. So in this case, look, bounced right off the 0.5. We're hovering. We have a double bottom at the 0.5. So this is an area that it usually finds some support, either at the 0.5 or the 618. In this case, we are holding at the 0.5, so we definitely can start to see some upside. Entry point. Let's see. I'm going to go in the 1 hour. Yep, I'm going to try and do all the chart requests as possible. We only have 26 people here, so it's not too much. So I could definitely do that. I think I like that as an entry point. You could do this previous resistance. It's just not ideal. Let's check out the fibs. So from swing high to swing low, right in that area. So that's right in that area, the one I just mentioned. So you could use this, which is 51.89, right in that region. So that could definitely be your first entry. I'm going to set my alert. I don't think I'm going to enter right there, but it's great to set an alert before your ideal entry point. That way you can be prepared ahead of time. And I think I'd enter right over that 53, because this is also a break out of this pink trend line, as well as a break out of this previous support, which is going to act as a resistance. And then the next target above is this 57 line, and then I'm just going to play the fibs above. 26 people equals 2K. Like, I think that equals like 10 likes. No one ever likes, so it's whatever. Yeah, no problem, Steve. So yeah, this is exactly how I would play it. I have my alert set for 51.89. I think I would enter near 53.40 depending on the price action, what it looks like, the volume, make sure everything looks good. Especially if this breaks pre-market, then that could be ideal. But a safe entry, right? Always break at that D wave. Breakout, potential pullback before we go higher. So I really like this as well. Let's see what else. I'm gonna try and go in order. So we did Mara and Riot. Let's do Tillray. I'm gonna add this to the watch list. Screw it. I haven't looked at this in a long time. This chart went crazy. Let me go into the 1 day. Sheesh. Definitely a falling wedge. All right. I think I would do it like this. All right, this candle held, so you can put the line through. Entry point. Let's see. There's my entry point. Why is this my entry point? Right, we have this previous support. This held for a couple of days, so it's definitely going to act as a new resistance above. And then levels above, obviously this one. And then I'm thinking something right in this area. Right, like this candle. Right, resisted, support, and resistance. So multiple touches. General area, not perfect, doesn't have to be perfect. We'll adjust it as it goes. We could take the fibs from recent swing high to swing low, and then you can also use these targets. Okay. I like it. Nick, I appreciate it. Let's do AMD. Haven't looked at this in a long time as well. Oh yeah, remember that falling wedge? That was beautiful, that break. Let's check it out. So I still have all my lines here. Let me turn off the EMAs. It's pretty distracting to me, honestly. All right, so we had that A, B, C, D, E break, right? We had the, I don't even think we had a wave 2 here. We're still in that wave 1. Yeah. I wouldn't consider this a wave 2 pullback. That's not a wave 2. And this little pullback, I don't think that's a wave 2 either. It's not steep enough. Yeah, it went to the 236. I wouldn't really consider that a wave 2. So for this, we're starting to tighten up here. So if this can hold this 82.33 level right here, right, previous support, previous resistance, acted as support right here, and some other touches throughout here. But that's the level I would watch. Make sure it holds that level if you're bullish and you want to play calls. It needs to hold this level. Back below, then it could definitely retest this level next, 81.26, and then 79.36 is the next level, right? Previous support, previous support. But it's rejecting this trend line multiple times, so it needs back over. Entry point to the upside, ideal entry point is 83.79. Next target 84.75, and then above 87.29. So those are my levels. It is very extended, right? So when you have a falling wedge, the best point to entry is right over that D wave, or my favorite point of entry is right over that D wave. Right? If you entered right here, you would have had that move, pull back before going higher. So it is a little overextended for my liking. It really depends on what tech does this week. This can definitely drop back down, so you just need to be careful. And I would play scalps on this. I wouldn't really swing trade this because this can totally come back down for a wave 2, right? So if I use the fibs and draw them, wave 2s can pull back, all the way to the 786. So it's possible that this sees 76, 77. But if this does pull back to this region, right, the golden zone, That's an ideal entry spot. Right in this box. 0.5 to the 618. So just watch it, and we'll see what happens. Also, because QQQ is very, I mean, we saw what from the 25th to the April 9th, just straight upside. So I mean, it can't just keep going up, 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 right? We're approaching that previous all-time high level. So we're definitely due for a pullback. We just had a 5-wave sequence, right? Wave 1, 2, parabolic wave 3, wave 4 consolidation before seeing that wave 5. And wave 5 was the exact length of wave 1. So it makes me believe that, you know, we might see some more downside this week potentially if we don't break all-time high. Nick, if you have any other questions about AMD, let me know. King, I appreciate that Dono. Let's check it out. Oh, baby. Tell me what you guys see. I see a falling wedge. Right, so here we had wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. But then now this becomes a full wave 1 with a wave 2 pullback. So this could be setting up for that wave 3 move. All right, let me change the color so you can tell the difference between them. That's a nice fallen wedge. I'm gonna put the EMAs on. Let's see. Nothing special on the EMAs. Wow, look at the MACD and the RSI. These are low for a long time, so it's due to curl back up. Let's check out the fib. So from the low to the high. Wow, I love that. The 618. It bounced right off the 618. So if this can start to break out this week, that would be amazing. It does have a gap to fill above as well. All right, so my entry point on this chart is 2465. A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, and E. That's a perfect A, B, C, D, E. And then on the smaller time frame, you have that wave 1 with the wave 2 pullback, and then potentially a wave 3, 4, and 5 here. Change the color, make it easy to see. That wave 2 pulled back to the 618. So a double 618 bounce, right? This large correction pulled back to the 618, as well as this small little simple wave 2 pullback on the smaller time frames. I love it. Let's see what the target would be. So you take the extensions. Missed that point a little bit. So 3210 is the target, which lines up perfectly. This is always my favorite, when the 1.618 fib extension lines up with the D wave. It works 90% of the time. So what I'm gonna do is, right, this entry point we have here also lines up perfectly with this previous support. So this is going to be a tough level to break, but once it breaks, we should start to see some more upside. And I'm going to set my alert right before it, and I'm going to add this to my watch list. So, King, I appreciate the suggestion and the donation. No, I haven't done SPY yet. I'm just doing a couple chart requests before I go over my watch list. I really like this chart a lot. It looks really, really good. And these are my favorite setups because the risk to reward ratios are just amazing. Like, if I enter here at 24.65, I'm cutting my loss as soon as it breaks below the previous low, 20.05. But let's say I take a longer term position. If I'm not scalping and I'm not playing the volatility, my target's going to be around 40 or even that all-time high 42.60 level. Not all-time high, the yearly high, which is an amazing risk to reward. You're risking this little bit to win this much. Okay? So I love that. So once again, target is 32.10. Stop loss or invalidation level is below that 20.05 level. And entry points right around 24.60, 24.65. Let's see what's next. MH wants to see Gamestop. Let's check out Gamestop. Delete all this. So, I mean, that could maybe hold. Let's check the fibs. All right, so always check fibs and see what you see. So we bounced near the 786, and now we're hovering right at the 618. So if this can hold, the next entry point is 197, according to the fibs. But I don't see anything too special. I mean, you could do this, right? Something like that. It just looks weak. I don't know. I don't like GameStop in general, so not my cup of tea. All right, let's go over the general market, and then I'll do some more chart requests. All right, so we have been super bullish the previous week. So same as QQQ, we had this wedge, wave 1, wave 2 pullback, wave 3, wave 4 consolidation, right at the 1618. This fib level is just from the swing high to the swing low of the previous downside move. So I'll draw it again just so everyone can see what I'm doing. So swing high, right, the high point to the low point right here. I'm just going to drag it across so you could see, and then I'm going to turn on the targets above, right? So the 1618 is the next target, and you could see how that 1618 acted as a resistance, right? It couldn't break through, consolidated for a couple of days before it made through. So that's just an example of how you can use these fibs to identify targets. Now, so I'm going to look at this level. So this 618 level I have here is, let's see, is from, so look at this yellow fib sequence I have here, or Elliott wave sequence. This is our wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and now we are in a wave 5. So to get our wave 5 target, you take the fib extension from wave 1 to wave 3, and then back down to wave 4, and then you turn on the 618. And the 618 ends up being right at the 417 level. Okay. Change the color to pink so we could tell the difference. So right in the same spot. All right. So that is one way to get the wave 5 target. Another way to get the wave 5 target is the length of wave 1. So what I just do is you can use any tool. I just use, a box, whatever it is. And you go from the bottom of wave 4 to wave 5. And as you could see, that wave 1, the length of wave 1 ended up being right at that 1618 target that we just identified before. And that's where it resisted. It broke through. So that's why I'm thinking we can see a move to 417. It's possible. That's my official target. But I wouldn't be mad if this week, if we come back down and use this previous resistance, right? I'm going to change the color so I can identify it. This green level of resistance as a new support, right? So we come back down, bounce, and then we go higher. So that would be ideal. Okay. Let's do QQQ. So like I said before, our 5-wave sequence, we're approaching the highs. If we break this all-time high level, 338.19, so first I'm going to take the fib levels, right? So from swing high to swing low, and then I'm going to turn on the next couple of targets. So the 1272, 1414, and the 1618. So these are some resistances above. It's going to take some time to get there, obviously, but just be in mind that the 1272 is at 349. It's a possibility. Now, to get some more targets, we could do this previous swing high to swing low. We passed through. Let me change the color so it's easy to tell. There we go. So 1618, as you can see, look, it acted as a resistance, and the target above is 2. So that's the next level I'm watching for. A 341 region. Let me read some of these comments. Yeah, options on crypto would be insane. That'd be really cool if they did 12-hour options, 24-hour options. It's a great idea. I feel like they should. So there's QQQ. Let's do IWM. Okay, so we had this wave 1, wave 2 pullback. I'm thinking this is our wave 3. And wave 4, wave 5. And now we're in a correction phase. That makes sense. So it's a possibility, right? Or this could be wave 3, wave 4 pullback. I don't like how it crosses though. I mean, it's a possibility. And now we're in a wave 5 to the upside. This is like small caps. But I do like how it's holding this trend line, right? So it held. And now we're just kind of like floating sideways. So in order to be bullish on this, I want to see a move back over this wave 3 level, that 226 region, or puts under that wave 4, 219 region. Okay, that's IWM. Now let's get into the watch list. So anyone have any questions so far? I'm going to give it like 30 seconds before I get into this. I'll do Amazon right after this watch list. Sacco. I'll do all chart requests right after this watch list. Just want to cover this. That way you guys can see what I'm personally looking at going into this week. No questions? All right. Space. I like how it's holding the support very nicely, right? One bounce, another bounce, and it's consolidating. We are getting higher and higher lows and lower highs. So we're coiling tighter. Excuse me. We're coiling tighter, and I think we could potentially break out here. We're down almost 50%. We're down more than 50% from the highs. And with Kathy, ARC-X has space. Elon Musk, he was tweeting, "We're going to the moon." I know this isn't related to Elon Musk, but I like this a lot. The setup looks good. I think it's time for this to actually pick up and start moving back to the upside. So my entry point is, and the safe entry point is 31.73, right over this previous resistance, and the target's the top of the wedge, 36.36. And then if we can continue to the upside, we do have a little gap to fill right here from 39.70 to 41.66. So that'd be sweet. Yeah, space looks pretty good. So space looks pretty good. All right, Zillow is next. So first of all, a little detail behind why I picked Zillow is because real estate's probably going to get hot again. Especially by me. I'm from New York, and real estate's picking up. I'm in the real estate business, so I know as well. Residential sales are picking up. People are paying almost double for homes from 2 years ago. Demand is high. It's getting warmer out. It's getting nicer out. People are going to go on property tours. So Zillow, number one, that's definitely bullish. And the setup looks great, right? With previous resistance, we broke out. We're retesting. So I'm looking for a move back higher over that previous resistance, that 147.86 level. Look at this support. It bounced multiple times. This was an ideal level. It faked out, right? It always fakes out before the breakout. So 146, the entry point. The target, so the first level we need to break is that 151.16 level, right? Previous support, previous resistance, and then just targets above, right? You can use that as a resistance, that as a resistance, and then that's the next target. So those are my targets above. On to the next, Etsy. So Etsy, we have this nice sideways consolidation. We have the support holding very nicely. We just broke out over this previous resistance, right? So I have two trend lines. One at the bottom candles, right? Not including the tall wicks. It broke out and it kind of retested. Or you can even draw it down here, right? So you can draw this multiple different ways. Or you can use the wicks, and it still broke through that, and it's hovering right above. So entry point is right always over that previous wick, so the 221.67 level, and the first target above right there, 231. Some more targets, right? Previous resistance, that 239 level. Yep, 239, and then that high level right there. Simple as that. I hope you guys see how I do this process, and I hope it gets easier for you by watching. PLTR, you know, I still have these 521.25 calls. I'm in it because it's a 25 call. If we get a little rip, we'll be in the money. That's the only reason I'm holding them. Right, we originally got in back in February. We had that rip. We were up 50%, and then it's just been sideways since then. But we do have a 25 call, which is the only reason I'm still in. We're $1 out of the money. And we have this previous resistance. We're getting close. We're getting higher and higher lows. We're coiling. Let's check out the EMAs, anything special. So we did cross right here, and we held it there again. So, I mean, that's definitely bullish in the EMAs. So if we can get a break over 24.45, definitely consider calls. The only reason I don't like this is because it's a Wall Street bets favorite, and it's on everyone's watch list. You know what happens when something is on everyone's watch list? It never works out. Yeah, I'll be driving. SK, I'll be driving, and I'll see like a trend in the trees. I'll see like a Head and Shoulders in the tree line. It goes with you everywhere. That's too funny. So I did put this on my watch list just to, keep an eye on it. But I don't know how I feel about it because it is on everyone's watch list, and every single time something is like on everyone's watch list, it always never works. Dash, I like this recent price action. We had some long-term consolidation. We were respecting this previous resistance line, and we held this bottom, right? We had this double bottom, and we had that parabolic move. Take a look at the volume, some nice volume, and now we are approaching this previous resistance. So 140.90 is an ideal level we need to break. Next level above that I'm watching is that 146.50 region. So it's definitely a possibility. We could definitely pull back. We could pull back here, retest, right? Old resistance, act as a new support before going higher. But I am keeping this on my watch list. See what happens. Tesla. Love Tesla. This is one of my favorite setups going into this week, which is why I bought calls. Inverse Head and Shoulders, previous resistance, 5-wave sequence to the upside through this previous resistance, and now we're flagging over this previous resistance as a new support. So we held it right here, and now we're starting to get some higher lows and lower highs. So we're coiling tighter and tighter. ABC correction. This turns into a wave 1, wave 2 pullback to the 382, a move over 700, and I'll add to my position. A move over 700, I'll add, and a move over 717, I easily think we see 780 in this region. 717 is a major level that we need to break. All right, previous resistance, previous support, and then multiple touches right here. So that's 718 region. Love Tesla. This is a great risk to reward opportunity. Right? Below 659 invalidated, down 20 bucks. So down 20 bucks to potentially make just about 100 if you play commons, options. Yeah. This is a definitely, if we hit 780 by Friday, contracts would be worth $3,000 a contract, and we got in at 168, so that's what, like 1,500%. 1,500% to lose 50%. I'll take that all day long. Yeah, you could. I mean, I'm excited to see what the market looks like and what Tesla looks like in the morning. I only took a starter position, right? This could totally fail, as any setup can. You always need to be a risk-first trader, right? Always go into the position assuming that you're going to lose. So I only took a starter position, and I'll add as price confirms. Always, always, always. If we take a look at the EMAs, let's take a look. The 1 day. Let me turn this off so we could see. Yeah, so look at that. So the 8 EMA is approaching the 21 EMA for the first time since, as a bullish cross, right? Not a bearish cross. It bear crossed February 16th. But the last time it crossed to the upside was November 17th. And you could see it ran, but it did have that positive S&P 500 news. So that's definitely a different scenario. but it hasn't crossed since then, which is just another bullish case. So I definitely like that a lot. And you can see I have my alerts set above and below. That way I don't have to be an eagle and stare at the chart. Okay. So always set your alerts. Always, always, always set your alerts. On to the next. Twitter. So Twitter was a great play we had last week. Wave 1, Wave 2, Wave 3. We had that Wave 4 ABC correction. Then the Wave 1, Wave 2. Right, we retested this previous resistance as a new support, the bullish hammer candle. And then we saw that move to the upside. Now, we have this inverse head and shoulders, right? Left shoulder, head, and a potentially right shoulder here. Unless this was the right shoulder. I don't know. It just seems like this could pull back because we're approaching this previous resistance, the B wave. We just extended for wave 3. It just makes sense that we see a pullback here. So I definitely like that. If we pull back to this 382 region, yeah, I'll buy contracts for sure for wave 5 to the upside. On to the next. So I found this one on FinViz. I really like it. We are consolidating sideways. We are respecting this trend line, and now we are flagging over this previous resistance. So just like every other setup, we break out, we come down to retest with a falling wedge bull flag type of pattern before we move back higher. So definitely watching this for a break to the upside. Love this. You see I have my alert set already. I'm going to set another one up here just in case we gap up in the morning. I'm also going to set one down here. And if you want, you can always type in the box. So like KMB crossing 134. I always type like down. That way I know what the alert is. Right? So I can do up. That way when I get the alert, I'm already notified, you know, what's happening. Easy way to decipher. Yep, just calls. Just calls. Snap. So I'm showing so like for Twitter. So I usually only play calls. I barely play puts. It's very hard to play both sides of the field. I'm showing a bullish scenario on this, right? So a bullish scenario, right? You can have pullbacks and still be bullish. So I would love to see a pullback, and this is the area that you take calls right here, right? That 382 or the 0.5, somewhere in this region is if there's confirmation, right? Always have confirmation based on volume, indicators, price action, unusual options activity, whatever it is. Whatever you guys like to use, always confirm, and I'm just, you know, looking for a bullish pullback before I move back to the upside. I've also tried to play both sides of the field multiple times. It's hard. It's really hard to play both sides. So I'd always rather just, you know, wait, sit on the sidelines, and wait for a good opportunity to come to me to play calls. Snap. We had that nice run last week. We broke out of this channel, another falling wedge. So when you have a breakout, you always have that pullback. So I'd love to see the pullback. I have the arrow here. As you can see, EMA cross. Bullish, 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 EMA cross. So I would love to see a pullback. I already have the fibs drawn. This is the 0.5. We have this previous resistance acted as a new support. So I would love to see a move just like this. We come back down, maybe falling wedge, right? We can come like this before going higher. Seen it a million times, and we'll see it a million times more. What's my typical time frame to sell my calls? So I entered Friday on Tesla. and let's just say this play works out accordingly, and Monday we rip to 700 or 718. I'll definitely, sell probably a quarter to half my position. Then if we get to this target, the 745 region, I'll sell another quarter. So if I buy 10 contracts, I'd sell around three to six contracts here, right? Always take my profits. I'm always playing on the safer side because in this market, it's ridiculous. Things can go wrong just like that. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll ride out. If we continue to see upside, I'll ride out on a quarter to half of my position, and then I'll only hold like one or two contracts left if I bought 10, and then I'll take profits at my final price target. So I think we could see this, like we just had this run up in 4 days, which was 19% in 4 days, and that was a wave 1. So a wave 3 can rip 20-30% in 4 days, which if that happens, right, 20 to 30%, 20% is over 800. So all we need to get to that final price target, let's say right here, 777 is 16%. That's nothing. If it's going sideways, yeah, you don't want to be in a call when price action's moving sideways. That just kills data, especially if you have a weekly call. I would just get out and wait for a better entry. Snap we went over. Apps. So sideways consolidation, lower highs, higher lows, bullish EMA cross, ABCDE correction. Take a look at the MACD. We're starting to move back to the upside. And I think we could break here. We're approaching the highs. Over the D wave is an entry. 89.77 is the ideal entry point with the targets above 93.95 and then 102.56. 100 is definitely going to act as a resistance, so that's definitely a point you got to watch. Okay. ICE. I found this on Finviz as well. So sideways consolidation, ABCDE correction, wave 1, wave 2. This is a 1-2, 1-2, right? So 1-2, 1-2, and now we hit that 1-6-1-8. If we can pull back to this previous wave 1, ideal. That's why I have Ed here in the chart. So this is the load zone. If we pull back to that region, that's a great area to add. Targets above, if we rip to the upside, 117.60, and above that is that high level of 119.02. And then 120.94 is the official price target, wave 3. Uber, so look how similar these are. Basically identical. Higher lows, lower highs, ABCDE correction, wave E pullback to the 382, bullish EMA cross, entry over 58.99. Targets are the B wave and this high right here, 64.05. Whoops. Okay. SPY did all those. All right, so that's basically my watch list. I hope you guys see how similar everything is and how easy it is to really, play these setups. Every week there's a couple of these and they always go crazy, a couple of them. Let's do Amazon. Delete this. So entry on Uber. Let me go over that quickly before we do Amazon. Entry is 58.99, right over that D wave. Yeah. If Tesla doesn't move, depends on price action. If it just moves sideways, then I'd probably sell half my position. I did just get a starter position, so I really don't care if it goes to zero. Right, a starter position is usually like a 0.5%, 1% of my portfolio. So if it goes to zero, whatever. But yeah, ideally, if you have a smaller account, I would cut half or even just sell it and wait for confirmation and play the break. So Uber. All right, let's do Amazon. So Uber, the entry point is $58.99. Just to go over one more time. Amazon. So we have this resistance point, right? Rejection. We just broke through. So the next target above is this candle, right? 34.34. Nice number. Above that, 34.96. So simple targets above. Just you need to watch out for a pullback, a retest. If it pullbacks, I think it would retest that level right there, 33.50, a nice psychological number, as well as a major resistance point, which is now going to turn into a support if this holds. So 33.50 is the level you need to watch down to the downside. If it breaks below that, I think it's going to retest back to that 32.80 region. Christian, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, man. Means a lot. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. So 33.50 is the level you need to watch for. Right? We have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, a bunch of touches here. So this level is going to act as a new support if we, see some upside and get a pullback. And these are the levels above. All right. Check out the indicators. So indicators on the daily are pretty high. Let's check out the EMAs. So we had an EMA cross down here, April 1st, and we saw a nice run up. The last time we had a cross like that was down here, right in that region, March 25th. I mean, that was COVID, so I think someone else wanted to see shop, right? Let me just take a sip of water. All right, Shopify. The EMAs just get me confused. It puts so much stuff on the chart. Let me delete everything. Do it again. So there's no falling wedge. There's no pattern or anything. Let's take the fibs. I always like to do the fibs if I don't see a pattern. Okay. So this is from the swing high to the swing low. So it needs this 0.5 to 1252 level next, which makes sense because it is this previous resistance level. Okay, so that's one way to look at it, right? Let's do from swing low to swing high. All right, so we bounced off the 382, and now we're sitting right at the 236. So entry point, I do like that as an entry point, right over that 1247 level. So you could definitely use that as a next entry. And then this previous resistance above, 1285 is the next level you need to look for. And then above that, 1330, or of course 1300, right? Psychological numbers always. then 1330, and then you have a little tiny gap to fill to 1360. A nice 30-point gap. Those are the levels above. Personally, I think you need to hold this level on the downside, 1185, 1200, and then 1185. Yeah, some people use every single indicator under the sun. I just like to look at price action. Price action and the fibs is all I really use. And then anything extra is just extra. Like literally, it's just extra. I do like the 821. It is nice. So, I mean, shop, it did just cross, so it's definitely bullish. Right? It crossed right here, and then you saw some more upside. So those are the levels you need to look for. There's no like falling wedge. There's no bull flag or anything. Let's take a look at the smaller time frame. Yeah, so it's hovering right at this previous support. So it needs back over. So this 1247 I like as an entry point. Yeah, fibs are great if you learn how to use them. It's because algorithms trade off fibs, and it's the market just moves in psychological patterns, which is exactly what Elliott wave theory is. Oh yeah, let's check out Rice. Rice I was actually looking at the other week. I saw it. So if you go right on the side of TradingView and you go to this little fire symbol, it's called a hot list. It shows during the day. This is all live feed. Obviously not right now because the market's closed. But it shows top volume gainers for the day, top percentage gainers, and then the biggest losers, which is great in the morning to see what has the most volume. And you could see what had the most volume on Friday. Yeah, this I can't really say anything about. Let's see if I take the fibs. So, fibs always work, guys. So I took from swing high to swing low. It blew through the targets. 1272 hit, 1414 hit. It's above the 1618, and the next target above is 1857. That 2 fib. So that's the next target if you want to play this is 1857. Samurai, advice on best way to learn how to do wave analysis. I did make a YouTube video that covers just the what 5-wave sequence and the simple parts of it. If you want to check that out, and then if you got to check the Discord, the Bull Trades Discord. I think the link is in the bio. If you're not in already, I don't know if you're in the Discord or not. But check out the market resources section. I'll pull it up. So market resources, right under insight, and oh yeah, if you guys haven't checked this out, you should definitely check that out. I put an options tracker spreadsheet in there, and I made an Elliott wave cheat sheet right here. So go check that out, as well as a book on Elliott wave, cheat sheets on Elliott wave, more cheat sheets, pattern cheat sheets. Like there's so many different things in here. You can't move it. There we go. All right, Jay from the Discord wants Netflix and Baidu. So Netflix looks good. Next level above that you need to watch for is 557, right? Previous resistance acted as resistance again, and here again. So over 557, I actually really like that. I'm going to add that to my watch list. Samurai, you got to join, man. You're missing out. Yeah, so 557 is the next target. And then, all right, previous resistance, 566, 572. So I'm just picking some previous resistance points. Okay, and then previous resistance will act as a new support, 545. Baidu. So what am I gonna do? Fibs. So we had a steep move to the downside. And now we broke through that 236 level. Now we're finding some support on the 236. So if we can move back over 228.53, this would look like a wave 1 with a wave 2 pullback before seeing wave 3, which would be somewhere up here. All right, so a move over 228, which is this previous high, would give us a target of around 300. So that's using those fibs. Now let's go from swing low to swing high. All right, we held the 786. We went over the 618, and now we're holding it a little bit. So this needs to hold here. Next level above, right, is this region right here, which lines up perfectly with this previous high. So over that 230 region is an ideal entry on Baidu. Baidu, however you say it. Everyone says it differently. Let me look at XLM. What's it at? 58. Plug. XLM orders at $3. Man, I hope it hits $3. I mean, I sold, but for the sake of your wallet, I hope it hits $3. Plug, baby. Let's see. So, falling wedge. A, B, C, D, E. It could be wave 1, wave 2. Before we see wave 3 to the upside. If that is true. If. This is just a quick sketch. I barely looked at this, so once again, it might not be correct. But I like, look, the wave 2 to the 786 perfectly. Right? So if that is a wave 2, wave 3 price target, it's 43. Minimum 43. Yeah. if it can break out of this, looks pretty good for sure. FCEL. There's so many wedges. Like another wedge. So many wedges. So if this can't hold here, then it's definitely bearish. Right? That's a level you need to watch out for. As well as, right, so that lines up perfectly. This previous resistance acted as a support, so it needs to hold 1131. That's the level above I would enter. Right, support, support, resistance, acting as a double, needs back over 1391. Let's check the fibs out on this. Yeah, so I mean, this just saw a significant drop. I wouldn't even touch this. All right, there's no bullish pattern here. There's nothing bullish about this. Yeah, I won't. It's ugly. The only thing nice about this is that it bounced right next to previous resistance. That's about it. I got nothing to really say about this one. I mean, you can make it a wedge. Like you could do that, and you could definitely play this over that previous resistance, which would give us a confirmed break out of this previous pink trend line. But yeah, I don't want to stay with this. CTRM. You could do that. I hate going through the candles. I don't know why. I mean, this is the only thing that I see here. All right, let's check out previous resistance levels. So, I mean, just a learning lesson. You see how this rejected right here back in June 5th and how it acted as a resistance back in January? This is just a perfect example of why you need to draw these lines. And now we're finding some support right here, which, look, previous support turned into a resistance, and now it's acting as a new support. So you could definitely see a bounce here. There is a little gap to fill right here. So you could definitely play this gap over 60 to 72. Okay. Any last questions about trading? I don't know why that box is there. I guess I'm just going to keep it on the live scene. Yeah. I love these filters. As you can see, it's so clean. Any last questions about trading? Oh, right, Christian, I got to do IHRT. Sorry, I totally forgot. Yeah, well, looking at the daily, it's approaching this high, right? This previous resistance, so it's right there. So definitely needs back over that to be bullish, number one. Number two, it had that long wick, so definitely needs over that as well. And now we have that trend line, right? This does look very good. Right, so this needs over that 1834 level, as well as this candle here. 1849 is what it needs to be bullish. So 1849 is the level that it needs. But this could consider, I was gonna say a rising bearish wedge, but it's making lower highs and higher lows, so it's more of a symmetrical triangle. Yeah. So 1849 is the level above, with a price target of 1849 and then 1969, excuse me. And then levels below, this is invalidated below that 1727 level. Okay. I gotta move that thing. Chat box, no. There we go. Boom. The chat doesn't work because it's meant for Twitch. And we're on YouTube, so that doesn't work. But anyone else have any questions about trading? Before I head out. I got my vaccine the other day. My arm's sore. You had a bullish at 1743. Now, why is that? How'd you come up with that level? Because it's already over that. It's at 1821. $17.23 or 43, 17.43. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be a zombie, guys. This level. Yep, I'm probably gonna turn into a zombie. Yeah, this 1849 level, right? Rejection, 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 and rejection again. Oh wow, the stream chat's working. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that actually works. I think I need to make the font smaller. Font. There we go. Look at that. Made it smaller. Yeah, you got to get more monitors. The dashboard is coming. It's done soon. These guys are taking a. So we hire like a full mobile application, not mobile application, website development team. And they're just running into a lot of issues because there's a lot of problems with like the API, the option flow integration. It's definitely very tough. So it's taking longer than expected. But it should be out, within very soon. Very soon. They're at the last stages. Yeah, I run 2 monitors, both 34-inch monitors, and then I have a laptop. But I'm thinking about picking up a new computer. I need a new computer because I need something with like 32 gigabytes of RAM. Because my computer gets slow. I run a lot on my computer. King, which vaccine did you get? Yeah, the stream's really over for anyone that's just here for stocks. But I'm down to just chill. Yeah, the APIs they're generally easy because you just usually plug it in, but this one's hard because of all the data that we're pulling from it. As well as we're creating like a fully integrated or fully customized website. Yeah, I was thinking about hitting Micro Center and just having them build something for me. I want the NVIDIA 3090, but graphics cards are so hard to find right now. Yep, GPUs are hard. I had Pfizer as well. I just had my first one. I felt fine other than my arm just hurting a little bit. Yeah, dashboard is gonna be nice. Um, yeah, Micro Center is sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like get a bot to buy a GPU. It gets ridiculous. Pfizer shot did you wrong. Oh man, I hope you're fine now. Is the dashboard going to come with an option tracker? Yeah, it literally has. Let me pull up a picture. Give me 1 second. I'll pull up a picture of it. C-Blast sent me a bunch of pictures. So, here. This is just one part of it. So, option flow, you could search by symbol. Flow, it's literally like flow algo, but we get more data. We're paying for higher end data than they're getting. Whoops. The put to call, put flow, call flow. you could see the snapshot, which shows the top bullish and bearish flow, historical flow, 12 months history of option flow. You can filter it by time, by expiration, by strike. You could filter all that. Let's see. You could see dark pool trades, how much they're putting in. This is a lot. And then in the future, we're planning on implementing like so many upgrades. Like this is just the start, guys. You guys are just, you know, here for the beginning. Like we're new, so yeah, you're not going to need cheddar flow algo. This is going to be better than all that, and we're not increasing the price whatsoever. So you're going to have this, and you're going to have the Discord and like the plays and everything. It's going to be like the best of both worlds. I've never seen a Discord server have this. So it's actually going to be insane. And this is just brand new. So in the future, we plan on, you know, implementing like criteria that you could search for. So you can search for specific types of sweeps and specific types of like odd lot number contract orders. We're gonna make it way more in depth, but right now we're just pushing to get it out. That way you guys can use it. Like I used Trade Alert, that option flow service, but I just canceled it because I didn't want to get charged for the next month. Because this should be out like this week or next week, and it's gonna be awesome. So it's gonna be really, really nice. And this is just right. We're gonna keep improving every single week, every single month. So, you know, just bear with us. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, it's literally everything in one. Let me see if I have any other pictures of it. I know I had one thing. Just give me 1 second. I'm just scrolling through to find this photo. Oh yeah, here we go. So we plan on doing this, right? Radar. And then we also plan on doing that. Levels, so you could see what price the volume is hitting and the money that it's hitting at. So like for example, SPY 350.29 had 11 billion, so it's going to act as a major support and resistance, right? You could see the strength and the percent of the average volume. So it's, you know, really, really nice to know. Baba, no, I didn't. I'll do Baba right now. Baba. So yeah, it is consolidating, right? Lower highs, double bottom here, can definitely move back up. It has a gap to fill. So entry over 225.07 with that target 228, and then above target 231, right around that resistance right there. Then this is all invalidated below this previous this double bottom around 220. All right. So there's a lot to look forward to with this with the dashboard coming. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's literally gonna be an all-in-one thing. That's Star Wars screen wipe action, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely new to all this, so just still figuring everything out. Alright guys, I'm gonna head out. So if you ever have any questions, DM me on Discord, Twitter, whatever it is. I have gained so many Twitter followers recently. Crazy. All right. Have a good night, guys. Have let's have a good week. Let's have a good Monday, and let's make some money.